It's a new day.
This is New Day Northwest. Now, here's Margaret Larson.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to New Day. Starting things off today is an actor who has appeared in several Spike Lee films and is probably best known for his roles on the Emmy-winning television show American Crime. He's now performing a stage adaptation of the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde at Book It Theater. Here to tell us more, please welcome Elvis Nolasco. How are you? Is it okay if I give you a hug? I'm a big fan.
How are you?
Oh, have a seat. How are you doing?
Good.
Where are you from?
Originally born and raised in New York City.
In New York City.
Yes.
How do you like Seattle?
Love Seattle.
It's sunny all the time. Did you know that?
It is. It is. It is. I woke up today and the sun was right in my face.
Right in your face.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how you got started acting.
Ooh, it started through dancing.
Really?
Very early. Grew up in a household where my family just loved on the weekends to play some music, and I come from a Dominican background, so we listen to a lot of merengue, bachata, salsa.
And you can't not dance.
And you cannot, no, you have to. It's inside of you, it's part of your culture. So that's how it began, and then for me, later on, just segue into breakdancing, and breakdancing led me to theater, and theater to film, and film to television, and here we are.
Here we are. You were so great in American Crime. Was that a tough character to play, season 1?
Very, very tough character.
Tell everybody about it in case, if you haven't seen it, go Netflix it or whatever it is that we do now.
American Crime is the brainchild of John Ridley, and
who did 12 Years a Slave. Who
won the Oscar for Best Screenwriting, screenplay for 12 Years a Slave. And yeah, that was an interesting, emotional roller coaster of a journey for Carter Nix in season 1 of American Crime. But working with John and having met John earlier on another project, John from the beginning said, you know, I'm going to ask a lot of you. So just know that much for now. I had no idea what he meant by that. But as we were shooting, Carter Nix tried to hang himself, was hosed down, was beat down. It's
so just kind of a feel-good story, right? Now, I always worry about you actors when you're doing that and you do it so well. I think, how long does it take to recover from going to all those places emotionally?
The recovery process is interesting. So after a long day of 12, 14 hours, you might want to go do some karaoke.
Something.
just to decompress.
Exactly, to cleanse the palate.
Oh, yeah.
And move on. So the show you're doing here in Seattle, I love these one-person shows that, you know, really show your range. You have these various characters. Tell us about the show. Oh my God, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning novel by the amazing Junot Diaz, whose first novel was Drown. And oh God, The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde is just an amazing novel that still people are trying to figure out or try to dissect it, break it down, because the genius of Junot Diaz and how he was able to compose this this story, we're still trying to crack the code. But it's an amazing story. So what's it like moving that into a stage play? Well, thank God that Literature Life in New York and the American Place Theater and Young Audiences New York, along with Elise Theron, my director and adapter of the novel, we spent 3 weeks in the basement in New York just cutting and pasting and reading and trying to figure out which stories to tell, because there's so many amazing, juicy stories in this amazing novel. So we decided that the best way to tell this story of Oscar de Leon, a.k.a. Oscar Wilde, is to tell it through the voice of Junior, the narrator, and just tell the story about these two young men and how they met in college, and how this journey has just led us to put together an amazing piece that we've taken all the way from as far as Boston, all the way across to St. Louis Obispo in California. And now you're here.
And now we're here in
And
Seattle.
now you're here. You're kind of an East Coast guy on the West Coast. Do you like it out here?
It really is. It's nice. I love walking because I'm from New York, so we love the subway and we love to walk. Yeah. And Seattle, you can walk, and I love that. And oh my God, the coffee. It's like coffee everywhere.
We don't really like to lose sight of the next coffee shop when we're leaving the lounge. Yeah. That's sort of the way this worked.
Yes.
in the planning. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, I just recently completed a film that I wrote, directed, and starred in.
Cool.
So I wore many hats, and I'm really excited about where we at with that film. It's called Time to Surrender, and it's about an Iraqi war veteran and the fact that he's dealing with past issues and present issues, a system that has neglected him. There's a huge backlog that a lot of our veterans are dealing with. And I just wanted to tell this story about our soldiers and what they deal with when they come back home. And a lot of them deal with a lot of prescription medications and trying to deal with their troubled past. And it's a very I love drama. I don't know if you guys know that.
Well, I'm picking that up. I feel like we need to book you a comedy just so that you can get a break for a minute. You're working with Spike Lee as well, are you not?
Yes. We are about to shoot season 2 of She's Gotta Have It this summer. And I'm going from Seattle to Dominican Republic to shoot a film in the Dominican Republic. So we have a pretty good, busy schedule. But most importantly, we're just really grateful.
That's the best thing to be in life. What is the film about the Dominican Republic?
The film is called Flow, and it's about a narcotics detective who has got this case that he has to bring closure to. But what really attracted me to the character in this role was the fact that this character is quietly suffering from cancer and is keeping it quiet. He can't seem to be able to tell his loved ones, the people around him, that he's on his last leg. But this crime, this case, he has to bring closure. So very emotional scenes where every now and then the camera starts on a really tight close-up, and when it opens, he's actually getting chemotherapy. Wow. So it's it's a beautiful story.
Elvis, man, we've got to get you a romantic comedy. I'm telling you for sure. I mean, this is just too much for me to hear, but much less for you to do.
Margaret, let's do it. I'm ready whenever you are.
Yes, my dreams have come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You can see Elvis in The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, which opens this Thursday at Book It Repertory Theater inside the Seattle Center Armory. The show runs through May 6th, and you can find ticket information on our website. After the break, holy bats, man. It's Bat Appreciation Day, and we're going to learn a few fun facts and see a couple of bats and bust some myths as after this.
Awesome.